Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound. Time for the Monday night fireside chat. And tonight's topic is soup mixes, dry canning jar or vacuum sealed bags. What's the best way to do it? And that's what we'll be talking about. And I can tell you right now, I don't think there's a best way. But we're going to be talking about it. So let me jump over here to the chat here. And so first one in was Tammy at Rebel Canners. Second was Phelan Clan Wolf and Dr. Ruffin. Hey, Paula. Then Aiden Air, Kaylin Strain, The Stock Explorer, Geeky Gardens, Gear Grinding 19. And those are the ones that have checked in so far. All righty. Dr. Jen's here. Woohoo! Okay, so let me do one thing here. Yeah, Tammy said she's not feeling too well, so she's not going to be joining me up here tonight. But I expect her to be making notes in there. The ungrateful peasant is here. Hey, Wayne. And let me go ahead and pin that link up there. So, done this sort of thing that's in the chat so far. You're welcome to come up here and talk about it as well. So, hang on, let me fix this. Get that. There we go. Get the other light on here. Now, when it comes to stuff in the jars, making pre-made stuff, it's been a few years. One year, my wife and I made a bunch of gifts. Actually, let me switch over here to this and bring this up here. We did a bunch of gifts one year. We didn't do the bag thing. Some friends of ours did the bag thing. We actually did the jars. This was back about 8 years ago. And we did the thing with all the layers in it, make it nice and pretty, and attach the how to mix it up card onto it. But we had the ribbons on it and stuff like that when we did it for Christmas time. And we did, not only did we do soups, we also did cookie mixes. And let's see here. Okay, those are just a couple of things I was going to show up there. Yeah. Jar takes up more space than bags, but mice and insects can chew their way through bags. So Tammy prefers the jars. I like the jars too because you can see what's going on a little bit better. I've seen people do it, take the stuff, dump it into a Mylar bag, where you can't see in it at all. And I've seen some of the ones here. Actually, let me see if I can go back here on this, if I can bring it one. Okay, and there we go. You look at the upper left here. They're using Ziploc bags, actual real Ziploc bags. There's Ziploc on it. So they're probably using the Ziploc freezer bags and putting it in there like that. That you can see and stuff. But even the Ziploc freezer bags aren't as good as the Seal-A-Meal bags. And the Seal-A-Meal bags come clear, and you can see through it. And it's a lot tougher than the Ziploc bags. And the mice and certain bugs can still chew through it, but not as easily as the Ziploc bags. One of the things to consider on this is what are you doing this for? Hey, Suzanne, how's it going? Now, one of the things is that what I'm trying to do here, set up, is get everything basically I'm going to do mostly in jars when I get going here. And when the wife comes up, we'll do a bunch of stuff in jars and we'll set it up. And it's so that we can, it's like, oh, okay, we count jars real quick. Okay, this box holds a dozen. So we got, we count out, how many meals we got really quickly and figure out, how many food storage we have set up. Now, was considering also of doing some. I got a bunch of the Mylar bags, and I got a bunch of the rolls of the seal meal bags. So you make it as you go along. And been kicking around the idea of doing what my mom used to do with her photographs. My mom would take old shoe boxes, and she was an avid photographer. I mean, she was going down to Target probably at least once a week, if not twice a week, with several rolls of film to get them developed. And it comes back in little packages, and she'd write on the package the date that the pictures were taken, what it was about, and just stick that into the shoe boxes. And we finally passed off to my nephew and his wife probably about 40 or 50 shoe boxes crammed full of all these packets of pictures of when my niece and nephew were little squirts. And we probably have some pictures of their, of them right after they were born and stuff. So, but anyways, what I was thinking about doing was doing the same thing, only with the narrow the narrow seal meal bags that are about the same width as the shoe boxes, and just start setting out, do like one type of soup, like a chicken vegetable soup, and do one shoebox of that, one of beef stew, do one of that, one of taco soup mix, do a whole shoebox just of those. And I froze. Hey, little home prepper, how's it going? And she's here. It's CB at Hugo Homestead. And set it up so I figure out how many we can put per shoebox in there, and then we just build up a whole bunch of them and keep them in those black and yellow totes, so they're a little bit more rodent and bug proof. And then just when we bring in the house a shoebox of all these packets of soup, and just put it in the one cupboard, and we can just set up several, like 6 or 7 shoe boxes in there of the soups, and we just pull out the one we want to use. The part of the thing is going to be figuring out is what type of soups are the ones we're going to be doing. Well, taco soup's going to be one for sure. Vegetable is going to be one with the chicken bouillon cubes or something like that. But we're going to go along with a bunch of them that are totally dry mixes, like these here, totally dry, either jars or in the bags or whatever. And one of the things that we've talked about, hey Stacy, how's it going, was doing a 50-50 thing. Basically, you take the you batter up the dry stuff, and then have some canned chicken or canned beef or something like that that's all canned up that we can use for multiple things. And that way we pull down 2 jars, dry mix, we pull down the beef or the chicken, mix it together, cook it up, and then when we have a soup that way. Potato soup is one of my favorites. Okay. I just love it. The bear. We used to go through so much Bear Creek soup, you would not believe it. The potato soup. What do you think of bulk catering soup mix like Nora? Okay, it's it's been a while since I've used Nor, and my wife has cut back using it because of the expense on it. She's trying to figure out what they what they do so they can make a copycat version for half or less the price. So it's like, yeah, you can do that if you can get a really good deal and then use it for the different things that it'd be great. I've never usually the Nor mixes and stuff. Keep it in the soup box. We keep it in the shoe box, and we got all the soup mixes and that we used to buy in the shoe boxes, and all the spices, the sloppy Joe mixes, the chili mixes and stuff that we used to buy all the time in shoe boxes. And it's just, but trying to make it to a larger volume of stuff, so we have more. And let's see here. Get all the comments here. Yeah, it's you have to you got to be careful. And my wife, and when I go jumping down to Tammy's comment, those are high in sodium. My wife is trying to. She's been going on a low sodium diet for a long time because she eats certain things and she puffs up that night and in the morning and everything. But I've been finding out some information I got to go over with her about that. That's a doctor's thing, and we may talk about that on one of the upcoming Saturday Survival with the doctors here. Kaylin, I went to a dry food packing event. We did cheese tortellini soup mix in a jar. They had Mylar bags in addition to jars we filled. Cool. Okay, I would probably butcher it, so I'm just gonna put it up there. Welcome to the channel. Now, one of the things when it comes to mixes, you got to remember, at least from everything I've read, our experience in doing some of them is the oxygen absorbers and moisture absorbers, putting those in there when you put them in there. Now, what's both with the Mylar bags, the seal meal bags, and the jars, you can use the seal meal unit to suck all the air out. But still, you want to put an oxygen absorber in there and a moisture absorber to make it last longer. And so one of the things we're looking at doing is having shelf mixes on the shelf for several years that are ready to go. So I really want to get where we have like 5 to 6 years worth of food storage on the shelf. Yeah, I got I haven't bought it yet because we've bought 3 of the El Cheapo version, the bare bones version from Sam's Club. I got one. My daughter has one across the street in California. And we haven't got the things yet for it. But let me see if I can bring this over here. What I do have, I'm looking at my list here. Okay, is it in the canning? Yeah, okay, let me go. I'm going to go to my show you my wish list. And there we go. So this is my canning wish list. It's public. But I got the stainless steel things for filling the jars, which also works good for dry stuff as well as the wet stuff. And you got the portable electric mason jar vacuum sealer for wide mouth and regular ones. So you don't have to hook it up to the other one. It's battery powered. I think it's battery powered. It might be USB chargeable. You just charge up the stuff. Oxygen absorbers. Got several different ones here. That one dropped by 10% since I added it over a year ago. Here's the ones that hook up to the Food Saver Seal Meal. One. And for those that want to go off grid, you can use a brake bleeder kit to just hook up the tube to the thing, and you just pump out the stuff. And I got the other stuff in here. Moisture absorbers as well. Yeah. And then the rechargeable moisture absorbers. So this is a food saver cordless food vacuum sealer. So there's all sorts of neat things out there you can get to go with the things. So, and you can also get the wide and regular one piece, and you can also get them to have the other ones here as well, the plastic ones. Just looking to see if I have the plastic. No, I don't have the plastic ones showing. But the plastic ones you use, and the plastic ones come without a gasket, but you can get the little silicone gasket to go inside the plastic, so you can actually seal it down tight, and seal it that way too. Yay! Someone loves the brake bleeder, and the one that turned me on to that was Brett and Amy Broussard. They did a video on it several years ago on it. Prepper for the ages, welcome. Yeah, I've heard. I was told by, I forget who it was, but they basically, when they put it on opposite sides of the jar so the two don't come in contact with each other. But especially if you're in a high humidity area like Florida, Louisiana, Alabama, you want to put the moisture absorber in there as well to get it out of there. Okay, the brake bleeder, I've only seen people use it on jars. And so basically what they do is, let's see here, put that up there. All right, so basically they hook the brake bleeder up to that hose, which hooks up to the for doing the jars. I've never seen anybody use a brake bleeder on a bag, either the Mylar bags or the food saver bags. Okay, I got to check on that, see what that one came in. Okay, you can use Teflon tape. Oh, for sealing the jar, the plastic, the lids for the jar. Yes. Okay. I had to think there for a second because I'm a little bit farther beyond. But yeah, you can use the food safe Teflon pipe tape for it. Yes, exactly, CB. So basically, it's like the power's out, and you want to keep on canning and stuff, and you can't use your food saver, the brake bleeder, and you just do the stuff there for it. But there are a lot of books out there. I know Tammy has one, and I forgot to bring it in here. Dang it! I got it sitting in the kitchen, and I was going to bring it back in here so I could show it, go through some recipes. But well, let me just look at this thing here. But on Amazon, let's see. One. Actually, I'm just going to put it up so you see what I'm typing in here. So 1 jar meal recipes. And there you come, different type of books. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free to have it on your Kindle. 100 different recipes, 1 jar recipes there for that one. Pressure canning for the modern thing. Okay. Bonnie Scott has 100 easy recipes in jars, 100 more easy recipes in jars. One easy, yeah. So yeah, she's got several books out there, and then there's several other ones as well. Then here's an interesting one. I hadn't seen this one before: the Instant Pot Meals in a Jar Cookbook. 50 pre-portioned, perfectly seasoned pressure canner ones. And so there's a bunch of different pressure canner ones too. And so, but yeah, meals in a jar, a lot of them the recipes are for dry pack. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Whoa. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 5 book sets. Meals in a jar, salads in a jar, desserts in a jar, breakfast in a jar, and gifts in a jar. Mason jar thing. So, yeah, this is one of the ones you can look at here. It said there's mason jar meal cookbooks. There's plenty of them, different ways of doing it. And here's the one that Tammy and I both have right here. The editor's pick one, Meals in a Jar by Julie Langilli. So there are a bunch of them out there, so you can get recipes. And the other thing is, if you have friends that are already doing it, check with them, find out what are their favorite recipes. Why invent the wheel? Why go through testing everything? And if because if you may read one that says, "Oh, I'm not sure this is going to be good. Do I want to do this one or not?" Well, if you have a friend that's done it, they go, "Well, this one's good. That one didn't turn out so good." Remember what we had last week at the 4th of July barbecue? That was this one here. Hey, Glenn, how's it going? How to Garden is in the house. Yeah. Let me scroll back up. How much was that? That's $14. Yeah. When it comes to meals in a jar, like in the one cookbook that Tammy and I have, it has several different ways of doing each recipe. In a Mylar bag, in a jar, dry in the jar, cooked and canned in the jar. That's a topic for later on, doing wet meals in a jar. We got that scheduled in a couple weeks. Maybe a little bit longer than that, because we have hang on, I'm looking at the schedule here. Yeah, so next week is going to be cookie mixes. And then we got Christmas, then we got New Year's. Then we'll talk about canning stews, and then follow after that it's freezer meals. And then canning soups is until January 22nd. So, and hopefully I'll have some examples for you by then. So there's if you're just going to start out doing this, I would recommend trying to find someone that is already doing it and talk to them. Find out what works good, what doesn't work good. When we were doing the cookie mixes in a jar, we have this huge dining room table that has we got four leaves in it that are 2 foot wide for each leaf, and it's not a 48-inch wide table. It's a 50, or is it 5 foot? No, it's for like 4.5 foot wide. So it's 54-inch wide. And we just lined everything up on there. And basically everybody had a station. Jar got past the first person. They put the one in, level it off, pass to the next person. And they, so each person is doing their own level. And we just did it around, got them all on one side. And then we switched over to the other side and finished up all the rest of the ingredients going in for the cookies. And I think we did like 36 of those, in an hour or so, just going through and measuring those up like that. interesting thing that you mentioned that about the library thing right here. Here in Idaho, the Bingham County Public Library has a lot of books that have been put into e-format that you can check out, and you have so much time before it times out and goes away off your computer or off your phone or whatever. And my wife has been doing that in Contra Costa County in California for a while now. And on Facebook, the Bingham County Library has been putting out the stuff about it. They've been when they have old books they're getting rid of, I guess they're scanning it first so they can offer the e-version of it for people to have. So you might want to check with your county library there, CB, and see if they have the electronic versions to check out. Oh, let's see here. Does anybody have any favorite, soup mix recipes for either canning or bagging that they would like to talk about? You don't have to let the whole recipe. Just talk about, all right, I prefer the, taco soup, or I prefer enchilada soup, or I prefer basil soup, or whatever, Now, there is something along the basil line I was thinking about. My wife wants to get set up and doing is make up in the little half pint jars or whatever, mixes of that, where all she has to do is add the olive oil and the other stuff, make a little like bread dip type thing. It's not actually a soup, but I tell you, the one restaurant we were getting that stuff at, man, I tell you, if they just thinned it down a little bit, I'd be doing it like a soup. And that's the thing too to consider on the soups. Are you doing it as to be a chowder style or a thin soup, a broth soup? And those are things to consider as well. Putting blueberries and pancake mix in a jar. Now, one of the things which would be really great if we had it to do, but we don't have a freeze dryer yet. A freeze dryer would be really cool for doing stuff like that. You could freeze dry the blueberries, you could freeze dry strawberry pieces, whatever, and make your pancake mixes, make your soup dessert mixes, whatever. With freeze dried stuff in there as well. And then like if you were to do that, you could do the meats fairly well. And which reminds me, something else I saw. Someone took a wide mouth jar, quart jar, and they did vacuum sealed different parts of the recipe. I had I'm trying to remember all they had, but they had like one with the spices and seasonings in it, one with the broth in it, another one with the freeze dried meat in it, and so basically they put all these little packets in the jar, put the lid on the jar, and then vacuum sealed the jar. And so they had everything. All they needed to do was add water to rehydrate the meat and hydrate everything else to do the soup. Yeah, a freeze dryer is one of the things I want to get as well. I haven't perfected drying meat except jerky. Yeah. For soups, there are a lot of different types of soups out there. Minestrone soup is one of the ones my wife wants to can. We were thinking about doing homemade chicken noodle soup, but we figured we'd have to do it. Basically, the noodles would all be vacuum sealed in a seal-a-meal set aside, protect them from bugs and to keep the pasta lasting longer. And then the chicken would have to be you'd have to be wet chicken mix, canning that small either a pint or a half pint jar, and then all the carrots, all the rest of the vegetable stuff, doing it in another jar. So, and that would be dry. That'd be dry packed on that stuff. Now that opens up a whole nother chapter right there, Glenn. Smoking the meat and doing soups, meat soups and stuff that way. Tammy, if you're still here, I haven't looked at. I saw the recipe in the book, but I didn't read it. I've heard people talk about canning meatball soup, and just basically it's not, you're not dry canning, you're wet canning it. So, far as I know, of course, on Rebels Canners Facebook page, if you're not a member, you ought to think about going over there and joining it, because people talk about wet canning this type of meat, but then dry pack canning that type of meat. The same, brisket. There was one just on brisket yesterday or the day before, where they did not put any liquid in with it, but when they cooked it, because basically they raw packed it, cooked it, and it produced enough juices and stuff, and the meat shriveled up that they didn't have to add stuff to it. But as far as meatballs, I'm not sure whether you probably just about, you may be making it like a condensed soup. You got meatballs in there, you got everything else in there. You got some broth added to it, but once you take it out and you go to actually fix it, you're gonna add more water to it or more broth. So, yeah. Okay. Happy to have one of the smokers they have in the grill section. And here he is, Joe at Grow Big TV. So, Joe needs our help over on Grow Big TV. And I've been getting frustrated trying to help a little bit on this, because not trying to help, but I'm waiting so I can do something once all the help is done. If you have time, like you're going to go to bring up on the computer or the Kindle or whatever, or on your phone, just leave it out there with the charger plugged into it. Play one of the playlists from Grow Big TV. Joe needs watch hours. As soon as he gets his watch hours, then I can start doing the super chats. Twice now I've gone on there. The other day, I go, I can't do a super chat. Ah! So, let's see. Get back here to soup stuff. Now, the neat thing about doing the seal meal or Mylar bag, well, Mylar bags versus seal meal. Mylar bags protects the ingredients from light. Okay, but you can't really see. Well, you can't see what's in there. It's like, okay, you got to make sure you mark the bag all good and everything else when you vacuum seal the Mylar bag. With the Seal a Meal Food Saver bags, They come in the full width. They come in the narrower width. They come in different widths and stuff. And you can dust it. I was out working the shop, got dust in my nose. You can see exactly what you can see the ingredients. And sometimes if the permanent marker gets somehow knocked, wore off, however off of it, you can look at it and say, okay, this has lentils in it, this has that in it, it's got that. Oh, this is what type soup it is. This has chickpeas in it, this has green peas in it, this is some sort of pea soup. And so you can do stuff like that. Speaking of which, let me see if I can get that up here. Let me get some information up here for you here. Okay, so Chef's Store. There's one in Idaho Falls here. But if you look for a Chef's Store near you, and Chef's Store is owned by U.S. Foods, and so there's one here in Idaho Falls, one in Twin Falls, but chefstore.com. Here we go. So you can just go in here and locations: Arizona, California, Idaho. Come on. Idaho, Montana, Nevada, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Washington, opening soon in North Carolina. All right, they are expanding and going across the country. So if there's one or several in your state, you can check it out. So, so here I'm there. Start shopping. Let's get in there. There we go. SPLI split. Okay. Okay, so the Fiesta green split peas, 25-pound bag is $17.49. And so this is something if you're going to want to make a bunch of split pea soup or pea and bacon soup and whatever types, stuff with it, that's a great price on it because let me see, let me get my thing up here. So we got 17.49 divided by 25 pounds, 70 cents a pound for that. You make a lot of soup with that, but so 70 cents a pound. Let's look at Wally World. Well, Walmart and then Supercenter website. Green SPLI. Green split peas. Dry. Dun, dun, dun. 3 pounds. This is how many ounces? Well, all right, so you're looking at $1.48 per pound, where the other one was 70 cents a pound, half the price. So you just need to look around and see if you got one of those around near you. That Chef's Store is a big saver. Now, Chef's Store bought out Smart and Final, and I'm not sure if they've converted all the Smart and Finals to Chef's Stores yet. I know they're working on it. And Smart and Final had just bought out Cash and Carry, so things going on like that. Yeah. Oh, Wayne. First time you go check it out, leave your wallet and checkbook in the car. First time I went in there, with Chris, and she goes, "We are not buying anything. We are just looking." And I was just looking at one thing. Well, maybe we might buy. No, you said we're not going to buy anything. We were on each other not to buy anything. We just went through the entire store, taking notes on what they had and prices and stuff. And yeah, one of the neat things I liked about it, they had 4-ounce uncooked chicken breasts frozen. So basically the chicken breasts were sliced so they weighed 4 ounces each, and you got a 10-pound box of chicken breasts. I mean, that's one of the things this would be great for doing the hot packing of meals and stuff. But you can also use that for doing the chicken soup, other type of chicken soups, chicken vegetable soup, and other stuff like that. So there, if you are, thinking about it, let me go back here to the other thing here. Okay. Now, some of these recipes here, let's go ahead and open that up and take a look at it. Some of these do it, some of them don't. All right. Some of them just have down here, they have some of the stuff you can look at it. All right. For some, gives you a sample of different recipes there. Breakfast burrito in a jar. Salad jar assembly. They got 4 more pictures here, so you can go through and look at some of them. So some of them bring them up simple like that. Others, they'll do let's look at another one here. See this. We'll look at this one. Read sample. Some of them on the read sample, you downloads a sample for you to read of it. Some of them, I was trying to find one of the ones that did it, where it has where you it's not generous, not going to do that one. I'm trying to find one here. Let's see if this one does it. Some of them, let me see if I do it this way here. Maybe it'll do it this way here. Nope, that one doesn't. Kindle version. Sometimes on the Kindle version, it just had a thing up there where you click on it and you go inside and look at several of the pages. So, but yeah, some of them though, they do give you, like the index, soups, chilled mango soup, chilled celery soup, into summer squash cold soup, Middle Eastern yogurt soup, avocado and crab soup, squash soup with yogurt and chives, chickpea minestrone, Tex-Mex black bean soup. That one sounds good to me. All these different types of soups. So chicken soup in a jar, quick shrimp, canned corn. Yeah. So there are your options there. Hey, Shawnee. Hey, Lori, how's it going? Yeah. Smart and Final basically the I forget what it's called now. The brand of Smart and Final is being incorporated a lot into the chef's store. Yeah, U.S. Foods has been bringing all three of the stores to get system together for it. So okay, what do we got here? Hey, Mary Beth Smith. And let's see. So Augustin Farm, Amazon has Augustin Farm canned sliced potatoes. Yeah, so you do that. Now, one of the things I've done, I did a video on it. I think I did a video on it. I'm pretty sure I did a video on it several years ago. Yeah, there's recipes.com probably has a bunch of them as well too. So Lori's cooking. Good thing CR's not here. I made a potato soup, almost like a chowder, more like a chowder. And basically I took the hash brown, box of hash browns, and then I had the mashed potatoes and tater tots. So the tater tots, though, you'd have to keep in the freezer, but you know, all the ingredients, all the garlic, the onion, the chopped onion, dehydrated chopped onions, all the stuff could all go in a jar. And then when you go to do the Instapot or the crock pot for cooking, and you just dump that in there, add your water, toss in some tater tots out of the freezer, and let it cook for several hours. So there are a lot of the soups in a jar, or well, a lot of them can, you know, there's a lot that are just add water. There are others where you have all your dried ingredients set, pre-done, ready to dump, and then you pull other things out, either from that you have canned or you have frozen, and add to it to make your soup. Hey, Oliver, how's it going? But the problem is, if you're trying to do what I'm trying to do, is to get everything that's in the freezer canned, so you don't have to worry about the power going out for the freezer. Then, yeah, that's where the pressure canner comes in here. And so that's just one of the things. Right now, I'm just so busy right now, but I plan to start canning ground beef with in pints and quarts with beef broth on it for using for a variety of different meals. If I can get the one chest freezer emptied out, get everything in it canned, then I'm good. Then I'll be good on that. And then one of the other things I'm going to look into canning is pork chops, to see how that works. But you know, like if you have the pork chops and stuff, if you buy pork chops like I do at Sam's Club, we get a big thing of it, and they're really thick. You can cube them up, and then you can make a wet soup. But that'll be back in January. We'll be talking more about that. But there's this also with the soup mixes. My wife loves I'm trying to remember the brand, Lipton onion soup mix. She wants to figure out how to copy that, make her own of it, because she likes using that in a lot of meals and stuff. Hey, Uncle Al, and that's the thing is, if you do, you can do the half pints and even the little small jelly jars of the certain soup mix things to add the powders, you know, just to add to meatloaf. When you're making meatloaf, just pull it out and dump it in, do your meatloaf. Whatever type meal you're making, if you have a bunch of these dry soup mixes that you can use in other things other than as a soup, and that's one of our goals, is to try to get stuff set up like that as well. Oh, Tammy, any other ideas if you're still here? But yeah, I know one of the ones my wife wants to do is going to be she makes a killer taco soup mix. And taco soup, but she wants to make mix for it so it's easier, quicker, so that our daughter and our boys, when they want it, they can just go to the cupboard. All right, add so much water, dump it in there, let it cook. So, and that's basically what a lot of the idea behind dry soup mixes are. Is just it's all mixed, all the ingredients are there, rather than paying $5 for a thing of soup mix. You can just it's pennies on the dollar for you to make it yourself. So, all right. So, stuff coming up here tomorrow on Gray Man Prepping. We're going to be doing the 5,000. Not 5,000. Sorry, getting my things mixed up. On tomorrow on Gray Man Prepping, we're going to be announcing the 3 winners of the $50 food challenge. Well, if you've been looking at if you do the hashtag $50 food challenge spelled out, like, where is it here? Come on. Oh, where'd it go? Sorry. Okay, I have to go looking for it again. But anyways, spelled out hashtag FIFTY food challenge, one word. You should be able to find the three ones that did everything, completed, and actually added the hashtag to it. So it's CR, Phelan Clan Wolf, and I believe Super Scout. Each did it. And so we'll be reviewing those tomorrow, and then we'll be announcing who gets the $50, who gets the $30, and who gets the $20 gift cards. And speaking of which, there are a lot of videos, little videos. There are videos, but they're called something else, reels on Facebook about the gift charge scams from the stores where you actually buy the physical gift card where they're doing stuff to it. That's why, for years, I've stopped buying those at the store because I didn't have a. I just sometimes the cover code on the back was missing. Sometimes I go, all right, that's it. Not buying anymore. I just buy them off of Amazon. That's why I like emailing out gift cards, because I don't even get to see what the code or anything is. I just purchase on Amazon. Amazon emails you it with the code and everything, and you guys are the only ones that see the code. And so that'll be tomorrow night, the $50 food challenge. Thursday night, I'm not doing Gray Man Prepping is not doing the midnight ride for the rest of the month. Pick it back up in January. On Friday, I'll make sure I'm getting this right here. Friday, the 15th, we're doing the 5,000 subscriber giveaway here for Camppatton Family Compound. I'm giving away at least, I got to get everything penciled out here, at least 10 $5 Amazon gift cards, and I'll probably do some other ones for that'll be for channel members only. So that's what's going to go on that. And I got to get Joe. I got to email Joe or did I do it? Or hang on a second. Let me take a look here. I may have put it on my community page for Gray Man Prepping. Lists all 3 of the videos there on the Gray Man Prepping community page. So All right. So tomorrow is the food challenge. Not sure if I can get the staff sergeant up here for it. Friday is the 5,000 subscriber giveaway. Doctors back on Survival Saturday. So Saturday, Survival Saturday with the doctors. And it looks like I froze there for a minute. The topic on Saturday is your pantry keystone of health, of survival and health. And so we're going to that. And I'm trying to get Doc Bones and Nurse Amy to come on as well with Dr. Paula and Dr. Ron as well. So hopefully we can get that done. And Denise is here, Green Granny too. Hey. All right, later, Uncle Al. So that's what's coming up here for the next week. And yeah. So hey, if you don't have an indoor garden going, try to plant an indoor garden. Whether you have something just small, even if it's just a couple 5-gallon buckets you keep near the window. You got a tomato in one, you got spinach or rainbow chard in another, and lettuce in another one. You know, try growing something indoor to see to find out whether or not you can do it, and what works best for you in your area for growing stuff indoors. All right. So I'll see everybody hopefully tomorrow over on Gray Man Prepping. And until then, stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see you around.